Okay, next one I see is Texans minus 3.5 in Carolina with 61% of the bets and 73% of the money on Houston.
So you want me to start?
You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I took over 41.5 on Sunday night, released Monday morning. It was still there Monday morning. And we got 2 points of value already because the total's up to 43.5. I still like it at 43.5, if I'm being honest with you. Both these defenses, well, I'll start with the Panthers defense. Panthers defense is not very good except for in some areas against the pass. They are, in some statistics, a top 10 defense against the pass, which is not to be expected, right? They've let up over 42 points to the Lions, 42 points to some other team that's a really solid offense, and then they let up 37 to the Seahawks, which I consider to be a pretty good offense. Whenever they've played like an elite quarterback, not elite, Geno Smith's not elite, an above average quarterback, they have let up a lot of points. And I feel good about putting CJ Stroud in that category for how well he's played this season. And it's not like he's going up against a incredible defense here where if they can't get it done passing, which would be absolutely shocking. I love his passing ops this game. I think that they can still get it going on the run because this rush defense is horrible for the Panthers. On the flip side, though, Bryce Young has a whole 14 days to prep for this game. And he's shown a lot of comfortable patterns passing the ball to Adam Thielen, where I love Adam Thielen in this spot. I think his receiving yards total is below 70 right now. It's like 67 or 69 or something. Even if it gets up to the low 70s, I still love it, where I think he could go for 100 yards again like he's done a couple times now this season. There's just so many paths where this Panthers team is going to be able to pick apart a Texans defense that has left a lot to be desired in a few different areas, as well as CJ Stroud just going off and just picking apart this Panthers defense. I think there's multiple ways that the Texans will be able to carry their end of the bargain on the over. And I think that with enough time and prep, as well as the Panthers are changing play callers this week, where Frank Reich's no longer calling the plays, I think there's a lot of reasons to love the over here, just in which you would not expect, right? It's a low total rookie quarterback showdown with the number one pick versus the number two overall pick. Normally that would indicate under, a lot of inexperience, but I think that with a lot of time, both of these teams coming off a bye week and how dominant CJ Stroud and the Texans offense has been at times, there's plenty of reason to like the over here. People seem to agree because we got 92% of the bets and 94% of the money, which is absurd, but we got a better line. We got 2 points better than what it's at now, and it looks like this is going to keep going up because everyone is just slamming this over.
Yeah, this spread-wise is a tough one for me because I feel like it's weird to see both teams come off a bye, and now you've got the number one pick versus the number two pick. It's a weird matchup for me, and I feel like I'm just going to end up staying away from the spread, but I do love the over as well. One interesting thing about the over last week, the sharp differential wasn't on the over at all last week. It went 0-0. So I think there's a bit of a smart movement here, seeing such a game have such a high money percentage on the over, which we don't see often. So I'm inclined to lean that way as well. So I'm glad you got it before that line moved and still posted the article and everything. That's awesome. The only things I'll say otherwise are there's a few trends here for this game. So the Texans opened as a dog and now are the favorites, and that's happened a bunch since 2019. Those teams are 42-81 ATS since 2019, where the team opens as a dog and becomes the favorite. And then Stroud has only been favorite once in his career, and he's 0-1 ATS. So I would lean Panthers.
He's played 6 games. Come on, he's played 6 games. What are we doing?
I know. That's why I'm saying I'm going to
played 6 games.
I know. I think this probably stays close. I mean, I wouldn't hate getting this as, if you can get it to +4 to +10 for Panthers as a teaser spot at home. However, I'll probably just stay right through the spread. I like the over as well. And that's all I really have to say. Offensively, I think CJ Stroud has looked amazing, and he'll probably be able to work wonders against this Panthers defense. But if the new play caller in Carolina, makes a significant change and gets Bryce Young to more comfortable Alabama type offense, who knows what this team could do, because Thielen looks great. There's positive things about this offense. So I'll say no touch for the spread in my opinion, but definitely lean the over.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The 3 in the hook is what gets me, especially with the Panthers at home. I feel like it could be close game going back and forth here.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm with you.
Cool. This episode comes out every Friday, and we talk about the unique public betting trends that only we talk about and have. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening. And as always, let us know on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, now that we post these to YouTube, what your comments are, what you think, if you want to hear things differently. But yeah, thanks for listening to us blabber about sports, and we'll see you next week when we talk about our wins. Right, Andy?
For sure. And be sure to check out our new UFC podcast, Pilsners and Prelims. You can catch myself and Rick on that podcast, releasing every Wednesday whenever there's a UFC card. So we had a preview out for UFC 294. Nothing this week because there's no UFC card, but we will have the UFC Sao Paulo card coming out on Wednesday. So take some of these winnings from NFL and start to get ready to put them on the UFC fight night. That's going to be in Brazil. It should be a lot of fun. And Rick and I our Sundays and Mondays are overloaded now with research since we record on Tuesday. So can't wait to hear y'all's reactions to that. I know a lot of people have been asking us for MMA content. Where had the UFC write-ups gone? Where has this been for UFC? Because we had a pretty big UFC presence last year and early this year. But we are back in podcast form. Be sure to find us on wherever you listen to your podcast, as well as on YouTube. Subscribe to Happy Hour Sports on YouTube. Hopefully you guys are watching us on YouTube right now, because I think DJ and I are both having a great air day. So be sure to check us out. Subscribe on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us any feedback you got. And last but not least, the boys bet better with beer.